What's going on, guys? Welcome to this video. In this video I'll be talking about the Fujifilm 35mm f1.4, which is a lens that I've used for the past 2 months. And yeah, I'm just so excited to talk about this lens because it is absolutely amazing what this lens can do. I will show some image examples in this video, and I could also show some video examples, so stay tuned for that. So first I'm going to show you the build quality of this lens, and we'll go over the image examples after that. So here is the build quality of the Fujifilm 35mm 1.4. It is all made out of metal. Mine is being used quite a lot, as you can see. This is the rear element. It's good looking, and it's not weather sealed though, so keep an eye out for that. Electronical contacts, and it's made in Japan. The aperture ring is actually pretty loose. It goes through the apertures very quickly, so that is not very fine to use, but it's decent in my opinion. The focus ring as well. And this is the front element. It has a 52mm filter thread size, and yeah, this beautiful front element glass with the 1.4 aperture. And this is how it looks like without the caps. It's very small and compact. So that's how the build quality is. It is very well made. As I said, it's all made out of metal, and you get this I think it's magnesium alloy lens hood for it, which is aesthetically pleasing if you ask me, and it's also great for resisting flares if you're outside in a sunny day or whatever. So yeah, that's great. And overall, just a well designed lens. It's great. It's a great build quality, especially if you compare it to the XC lenses for Fujifilm. This one is exceptionally well. Alright, so I told you that I owned this lens for 2 to 3 months, and I've been using it a lot on my X-T3, which I think it's a very nice pair because the X-Range 4 sensor is very great with this lens. The colors and just the rendering of the images is, in my opinion, very nice. So yeah, I already showed some image examples at the intro of this video, but here are some other image examples that I took with this lens. A variety of pictures, because I take a lot of photos, like random, whenever I'm outside or inside. So yeah, and yeah, it has a very nice background blur because of the 1.4 aperture, which means that it has nice and great separation between the subject and the background. So that's great for whenever you want to take photos up close of something, or even portraits. I think this is a great portrait lens, even though I don't take portraits myself. Maybe one day I will, and this lens will come in very handy with the separation. So that's a great plus in my opinion. So the 35mm focal length is an equivalent to 50mm full frame. So this is a great walk around lens because it's not what you see with your eyes, but it's close. I don't know what the focal length is for what you see with your eyes. I think it's like between the 23 and 35 APS-C, so 35 and 50 full frame, but I'm not sure. So it's not too wide and it's not too cropped in. It's a perfect in between, and so as I said, it's great for photos up close and portraits, but it's also great if you want to have a lot of stuff in your picture, because it's not too tight, if you know what I mean. So yeah, it's a great it's a great lens for that as well. So this lens was, I think, the first or one of the first lenses that Fujifilm ever made for the X series or the X mount. So it's very old. I think it's like 10 years old right now. And because of that, the autofocus is not the best. I made a lot of videos with this lens for my other channel, and also on this channel. My last video that I made about the X100T is also made on this lens. So it's great for video, but the autofocus is not the best because it will sometimes focus hunt between you and other things in the background. Luckily for me, my background is just plain white with a random poster, so it's not very distracting. But if you have a distracting wall or background, it will have a rough time. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. But overall, it's great for video. The autofocus is just plenty enough for me, so no complaints on that. So because of the 1.4 aperture, it has this nice front element, which is, it just looks amazing. I think you can see me through the glass. But yeah, overall this lens is a very well built lens, and it's great for photo and video, especially on the newer cameras like the XT3 or XT4 or XX Pro 3, just the newer cameras in general. But it's also very great if you pair this lens with an older camera like an X Pro 1 or XE1. I owned the X Pro one, but I sold that one, and I also owned the XM one, and I paired those cameras with this lens, and it had this retro feel to the cameras and just the way you took the pictures, because it's just an old setup. So yeah, and I say it's great for that. So if you're looking for a 50mm equivalent lens that has great background blur, it's not fair and is not very expensive, you should go for this lens. I bought this lens for 350 euros, so in my opinion that's very cheap, because these go for like 500-600 euros. So buy this lens if you want a lens that's great for basically everything. If you're talking about portraiture or landscape or street photography or product photography, anything like that, this lens is made for you. And yeah guys, that's basically it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like the video and leave some advice for me in the comments for my videos, and yeah, bye guys.